Can I balance being a good wife and mother while still pursuing my professional career goals? In other words, can I have it all? Corey, you do.
Well, I don't think the definition of having it all is being a good wife and mother and having a career. No one can have it all, okay? You're gonna be sacrificing either way. Having a career or being a stay-at-home mom, there's sacrifices for both, okay? And I think you need to recognize it. So there's no like having it all. It's, it's something you have to decide upon, and I think we should support both. I don't think there should be a fight like one is better than the other. There's some people need or want to work, and some people need or want to stay home with their kids. And I don't think there should be like a battle of which is better or which is, worse or whatever. I've been both.
I know you
I have been both, and I was blessed to be a stay-at-home mom, and I missed having a career, and I have that as well. So, I hate that whole thing, can you have it all? But I do think I'm very pro-life, and I think that we should support that women can be moms and have a career. I think that this whole idea that you can't, that you have to, give up everything because you're going to have kids is just a false narrative. Yes. Because you can be a mother and you can do all these other things. It's possible.
Well, think about the people that we're talking to, and we want them to understand how we feel, because all of us are professional women and women of God and mothers. What do you say? Say you, Roxy.
I say recognize the season in your life.
That's good.
So good.
Or you're going to miss what God has for you. If it's time to raise your children, it is time to raise your children. If it's time to work, recognize that season and don't look at the other season while you're in that season. Because God says, faithful in what I've given you, you'll be faithful in much. And one scripture that I pray to the Lord about is Ephesians 2. God has ordained good works that we should walk in them. We are His workmanship. Good works don't save us, but God has planned things for your life. Walk in them. If you're to have that child now, don't reject that. If it's time to work part-time, if it's time to volunteer at school or the library, recognize the season, and you're going to have joy, because God does have a plan ahead. We don't know what it is. That was with me. God opened doors I never thought about.
Right.
I never dreamed about. What does He says? More than we could ask, dream. He provides. And if we understand and let our lives be left over to Him, leave them to Him, and do what's in front of us, love the season, we are going to have joy.
Yep.
I
like it.
That
yes.
is so key.
That was good.
And you know what? I just want to add to that sometimes life, the imbalance can appear to be making choices for you. And let me give you an example.
Yeah.
There was a season, for me, I noticed that I became bitter because I grew up with the stay-at-home mom, so that was the model in my head. That's how my life is going to be. Married my husband, he had a good job. The job closes up, WABCO disappears, and so that changes everything. So I became, I had to work when I wanted to be at home with the children, and I was trying to find that balance, and sometimes I had to work more than one job because you also got to keep a roof over everybody's head. I mean, stuff you don't need me to really go into. And I found myself being bitter and being angry. But who would have ever known that the Lord was going to call my husband home first? And now my children have these nurturing memories of their father that they would not have had I had been, and so I'm still healing from it, because there are times, to be honest, that I reflect back and I get a little bitter, I get a little angry, and there's a relationship that you feel like, I was one of them nursing mothers, and all of that. So, but the fact that it wouldn't have been my choice, you know, but the fact that he was able to be home with them. And when I watch my girls' face light up in all of their dad who doted over them and the memories that they have. And then I watch my son, you know, as he presses for different things, he's so determined and he feels like I have to do this because I promised Dad, you know, such and such. And that part makes my heart happy. Though I won't lie, there are times I still grieve, you know, not having what I particularly wanted, but I would have never, that would have never been my choice.
Right, and I think for those of you who are listening, I hope you're hearing the hearts of the sisters as we say about balance, and Roxanne said about seasons, and Flo is saying, don't look back with resentment and bitterness because God has a plan and it all worked for the good, and that's how God runs things for us.